People have a habit of drinking a liter or two in the morning. Without knowing anything, one fine day their sight is gone. So,
just by drinking water?
Yeah. Don't drink too much of water in bouts. You can Google on the internet, can you reset the hypothalamus? To my knowledge, there is nothing described like that in any of the bhati.
Okay.
Even exercise also is equal to fasting. You exercise, you're burning out all the glycogen in your muscles and liver. Automatically you get into ketosis. Antioxidants are not the synthetic nutraceuticals. It's the fundamental nutrition as raw food. Okay? Dr. Deepak Chopra says that, if you eat your antioxidants well, your youth starts at 70 years. You look at few cine stars, they have reversed their aging because they are taking seaweed collagen and they're spending a lakhs on collagen every month.
Tablets.
It's a powder, collagen.
People don't want to get rid of eating bhajis outside. The advertisements are encouraging them to eat nonsense.
Oil is the biggest killer in the whole country. Ghee is the only fat which remains solid, semi-solid at all temperatures. Why young adults are passing away? So many because of heart attacks. What controls your thoughts? Is your breath.
Wow.
Yes.
Again, coming back to pranayama.
Select the lens-based procedure. How long do you want your eyes to be safe? For a lifetime? For 1 year, 2 years? Lasers are irreversible and they are structural damage to the eye. Okay. If there is an option, everybody should choose this lens as a primary procedure because it is reversible and the safety profile is very great. It's called the permanent contact lens. We have the Indian ones which we can give it to you at the same cost as those of lasers.
But the regular diet of a common man is idli for the breakfast, or dosa or puri, and a heavy biryani in the afternoon. Maybe in the night alcohol for sure.
Yeah. So I really have to take two slogans. One is one of Subhash Chandra Bose. Tu mujhe khoon do, main tumhare azadi दूंगा. तेरे जिंदगी में 2-3 हफ्ते दे दो मुझे. फिर बाद में देखो क्या होगा.
Namaskaram. Today we have with us a prolific eye surgeon, Dr. Siddhartha Reddy garu, who has over 18 years of experience and 45 years legacy in ophthalmology. He has his center, Babaji Nethralaya in Hyderabad, which offers services like Cataract, Refractive, Glucoma and Retina with affordable cost. He has done a lot of charitable activity and has performed over 1 lakh procedures. This is going to be a very interesting discussion about the eye care, probably the health care. Let's get into the show. Namaskaram, Siddhartha ji.
Namaskar.
A lot of youth are obsessed with the specs. Nowadays, we see a lot of people go for laser treatment. Do you think this is a permanent solution for the eye disease?
Yes, laser treatment is permanent, but there are many types of laser procedures. The laser procedure started in the early 80s, started with keratomyelitis, and then from photorefractive keratectomy, then the LASIK and the bladeless LASIK, and simultaneously the phakic IOL. And now we have the lenticular extraction procedures called the SMILE. So in the eye, we have the black part, which we call it the black part, but exactly that's a clear part of the eye. Literally, the thickness is removed, otherwise shaved off with the laser. So we are reducing the strength of the cornea from anywhere between 20 to 30-40% depending upon the power of the spectacle.
Okay.
So here, what happens in the long run? Yes, we take all precautions, and in spite of that, we say that the minimal thickness should be there, and then we select for the laser procedures. In the earlier days, laser was the only procedure, and people who are not suitable for this, for the past 20 years, there is something called the phakic IOL. It's nothing but a permanent contact lens which is implanted in the eye, where the cornea thickness is not touched at all. So it is suitable for all corneas, but except for some eyes which are very shallow AC, that's what we call it. That's a technical thing what is understood by the doctors. So otherwise, laser has been the gold standard all these years. Yes, now there are a lot of developments on the laser front, but now when we have a permanent contact lens has come from the Western countries, and it was an expensive option. But now we have many Indian companies who are manufactured, and we have been using it for the past 10 years. And we are having equivocal results, or for the last year I've been using more of the Indian lenses, because what we have found that these lenses are on par or even much better than the Western counterparts. So they have the narrative that yes, they are good. Initially you listen to somebody who's done more, or your seniors or peers who's done more work than you. But over a period of time, after doing so many procedures, we also have an understanding that, what is good, what is bad. So in that perspective, the Western ones are good. They have started the show. But now we have copied or learned or whatever it is. We have got out good products, and these are exported to across the world except for the US and UK and few countries in the world. Such beautiful products are being manufactured by India and exported. So now we are using this. The beauty is that we are able to do these procedures at the cost of LASIK. Yes, now the LASIK is costing say X figure, say 50-60K, and some people are offering at 20K or whatever it is. My humble request is that don't look for a quick solution. Yes, lasers are all good, but in the longevity, how long do you want your eyes to be safe? For a lifetime? For 1 year, 2 years? For a lifetime, right?
Yes,
No, not even any part of your life you would like to have even a small strand of hair in your eye. You see what is the difficulty you're going to face. So what all the complications of LASIK are there are not there in the lens procedure. This implantable contact lens. So yes, all these days that was the only option. So now we have this which we are offering at the cost of LASIK. Okay, so don't jump because everybody in the market pool, around 98% of the people are getting a LASIK done. Don't jump into that. Don't Google it. What you get in the Google is being scripted by so many. More people Google something, you get content related to that.
Yes.
And yes, when you go for a laser procedure, yes, you look for the most affordable one. Only when you're not suitable, you get on a lens option. But I would say all of you should look for the lens option as a primary option. Only when you're not suitable for the lens option, you should consider laser procedures. What the patient should look at is that you should ask the doctor, am I a suitable candidate for this lens procedure? Can I get an Indian lens at an affordable cost at the cost of laser? That's what we are offering right now.
Okay.
Yes, we don't want people to suffer because of the cost factor. Don't just Google and just go for this. So please select the lens-based procedure. It's called the permanent contact lens. We have the Indian ones which we can give it to you at the same cost as those of lasers.
Siddhartha, would you like to introduce yourself so that the audience know whom they are listening to?
Yeah, I've been in the practice for the past 18 years, and my father's an ophthalmologist. My missus is also an ophthalmologist. And my father's been in government service. He's retired from government service. He has done government service for the past 45 years in the rural sector in the whole of Chittoor district. In those days, there were not many ophthalmologists around. And as soon as he finished his post-graduation, he got himself trained under a senior doctor and then came back and settled in government service. And in the parts of Chittoor district, he has done single-handedly quite a number of free surgeries in those days.
Wow.
And then I have joined his practice in 2003. And now I've moved to Hyderabad, but I keep moving around across the state. I've been a visiting doctor to more than 45 plus hospitals as a visiting and surgeon and a guest surgeon and a trainer, and helped a number of surgeons learn the procedures and rendered service across the state in Hyderabad, Telangana and AP.
Wonderful.
And I have performed more than 1 lakh procedures.
So what is the safety procedure for this lens?
The beauty of this lens procedure is that it is permanent but reversible. You do not have any dry eye, you do not have any starburst as that you have in a LASIK procedures and other laser procedures. And laser, once we shave off the cornea or we ablate the cornea, it's ablated for life. You cannot reverse it. And the beauty of this is that, after we do the surgery, certain patients read the same thing, whatever they're seeing with the specs are much better than that. We promise 90 to 95, but people, 99% of the people see 100% as vision what they have before the surgery. And some people even see much better than that. They see even 6.4 and 6.5. And that's the beauty that, lasers are irreversible and they're structural damage to the eye. Okay, irrespective of their safety profile, whatever the doctors claim or the companies claim. But this lens is so safe that, you have any issue, that's very rare, 1 in 1,000. And the surgeon has to be experienced, not everybody can do it. And once it's done, there's an issue, we can always, it can be removed immediately and your eyes are back to normal. Some issue happens with the cornea that, at the worst case scenario, you have to go for a corneal transplant. So these are all there in the very rare conditions. Done properly, it would not happen. But I would say that, if there is an option, everybody should choose this lens as a primary procedure. because it is reversible and the safety profile is very great.
Because of the internet and Google, I see a lot of youth misguided by the Google services.
Yeah, I mean,
And a lot of people damage their eyes. It happened to my own friends. I have my friends who spend lakhs of money and then they're facing a lot of difficulties without knowing these procedures from the authentic doctors. What would you suggest, Siddhartha, for this increasing this awareness of good eye treatment?
yes, like, as we discussed just now that, the first and foremost procedure any patient should select and even the doctor should advise should be the lens-based procedure. And yes, lens-based procedure need not be the imported one. That's not the only one. And many Indian doctors are also prejudiced against the Indian lenses. So, and even the patient fraternities also, I mean, the moment they step into the hospital, you have imported lenses. I mean, see, we are exporting so many beautiful things. You look at the COVID vaccine, what we have worked wonders.
Yes.
The same way our lenses, I mean, Indians manufacture the most affordable and equal quality as those your foreign counterparts. They claim to be superior, but over the years of experience, now we have come to certain stage. Yes, in the initial ages, they were very advanced, but now we have caught up with them, and the speed with which we are doing our innovations, we are really surpassing them.
Yes.
Never ask a doctor, I mean, what you want.
Yes.
So you always ask an imported one, yes, it goes up. And that's it. Your package goes up, your cost goes up, everything. So I would say that, we are offering a lens at the cost of LASIK. So your question should be, can I go for a lens? Are you competent enough to go and do a lens-based procedure? Can you give it to me at the cost of lasers? Simple. I mean, there is no ambiguity because the quality, I'll say that, is impeccable. There's a limitation with all the corneal-based procedures. Like, you have to have minimal thickness. We are tampering with the cornea. It's just like, tampering with the windshield of your car. Yeah. You put a sticker and take it out, whatever gum, resins you put and take over the gum, but it's not virgin. Okay, but here we're putting a contact lens. I mean, you see, when you put a contact lens over the eye, the same thing we are putting it in the eye, okay, by a competent, skilled surgeon. So your windshield is being untouched. I mean, you are having the same virgin cornea which we are born with, okay, and your eyes are very, very safe. Yes, provided the doctor is competent enough to do it. So there's no ambiguity. These are the simple bottom line.
Fantastic. Siddhartha, we have been watching your shows and you coined a very interesting term called body service. What is it about?
Yes, like, anybody falls sick, okay? Somebody falls sick at young age, and somebody falls sick at youth, somebody falls sick at 40, 50, 60, 70. And there's something called lifestyle disorders and seasonal changes and other things. This term has not been there described in the books anywhere. My point is that, whatever diseases you didn't have in your adolescence, whatever are all disorders due to aging, due to inflammation, okay, is my simple understanding, okay. This is just a simple broad statement.
Yeah.
You have any automotive, or four-wheeler automobile or your two-wheel automobile. How often do you take it to servicing? You take it at the regular specified intervals. You put engine oil into an engine oil. You put only a petrol into a petrol car or diesel into a diesel car or your CNG into whatever it is. At the same time, you don't mix with the brake oil and gear oil and coolant and other things. This is a simple thing that certain patients come to me and ask, I have a stress, I have a headache. And my one fundamental question I ask them is that, when did you service your body?
Wow.
So, in the ancient Rishi Vaidya, anybody, or in the Ayurveda and Naturopathy, though I'm an allopath, yes, these are in the ancient Rishi Vaidya, anybody, any patient walks in, the first thing is that, you take a bath outside every day. But there's some biggest cavity in the body that's called the alimentary canal or the eating system, mouth to the anus. So, we have the large intestines where much of the fecal matter is not improperly evacuated. Okay, they do with enema. Okay, more than enema, I would recommend to do, the way I do it. I do not want to debate with somebody what they practice. But, I always believe in cleaning from the mouth. So, we have a system to purge and clean the gut. Yeah, that's number one. So, Virechanam is the first thing that's practiced by the therapists. Number two, in the ancient Rishi Vaidya, they used to call Lankanam Paramahamsa. Now we have got a famous Japanese scientist who got Nobel Prize for fasting.
Yeah, now the traction for fasting is increasing.
Yeah. Fasting is important. Fasting doesn't mean that, you just have to fast. Even exercise also you get into, is equal to fasting. You exercise, you're burning out all the glycogen in your muscles and liver, automatically you get into ketosis. So some people run marathon. It just doesn't mean that, they burn so many thousands of calories. Okay. And a Grand Prix driver, before starting his race and after finishing his race, he would have lost 2 to 3, somewhere between 4 to 5 kilos, water and calories. Okay, you burn so much energy. Doesn't mean that, he goes into coma burning so much. He goes into fasting or ketosis. How much of ketosis can you sustain? So when you run a marathon, similarly, people run for 42 kilometers, whatever it is. And how much of you can sustain that ketosis? So exercise is ketosis. It doesn't mean really fasting. Okay. One little hazard of fasting is that it should be done scientifically under proper guidance of a specialist. Where did our life start from? Our life started from in our mother's womb from a single cell zygote. Okay. A single cell zygote. After the sperm and the egg fuse, it forms a zygote. Okay. Single cell.
Yes.
From there, we grow all the organs from head to toe. Your hair, your skin, your eyes, your nose, your brain, your heart, your lungs, kidney, nerves, muscles, everything. Everything grows from a single cell. So there's something called totipotent stem cells. We grow to a full-blown fetus and to an adolescent. And our red blood cells have a lifespan of 120 days. And different cells have different lifespan in the body. Some cells have 6 months, some cells have 1 year, so something like that. So there's aging is more degeneration than more regeneration.
Yeah.
You do not have to tell the body that you regenerate. You don't have to tell the body that you degenerate. So there is so much of intelligence in the body to do. We get to a cold atmosphere. Certain people, they cannot tolerate cold. You put some people in a hot atmosphere, they sweat profusely. There's some innate mechanism where we can, manage all these things. So today you have a feast. Some people can eat, kg or 2 kg of food. Some people live on just, 300 grams of food. And some people can sustain on 1 meal a day.
Yes.
This is all, the body is so adaptable to so much of variation.
Yes.
One fundamental thing, what I want to make a statement is that our diseases are all because of aging faster. An individual looks at 40, chronological aging doesn't differ. But the biological age is from individual to individual. So, Dr. Deepak Chopra says that, if you eat your antioxidants well, your youth starts at 70 years. Antioxidants are not the synthetic nutraceuticals. It's the fundamental nutrition as raw food. Okay. And one concept is that, our body pH is 7.35 to 7.45. So we need to maintain an alkalinity. And there's a lot of debate on this. You talk about alkaline water. The subject is too big. Yeah. This aging concept has to be kept in mind. As much as you take your antioxidants well, you age less. The more inflammatory food you eat, you age faster. After the gut, the next important organ in the body is the kidney. The kidney, again, the excretory system. One simple test at home. You really don't have to go to the lab. That doesn't mean that I say don't go to the lab. You check the color and output of the urine. It's clear your body is untoxic. If you are high, it's smelling of something that, kind of get a kidney test done. And, you need to detox your kidneys.
Yes.
We talk the whole body as a single cell. Of course, the kidney cell differs, the brain cell differs, and the muscle cell differs, the bone cell differs. But, every cell is lined by a cell membrane. It's like a sheath or a capsule for the cell. That's made up of lipoproteins and mucopolysaccharides. Okay, lipoproteins, phospholipids and mucopolysaccharides. These phospholipids, yes, lipids are the essential fatty acids and the mucopolysaccharides are sugars and mucin. Okay, mucin comes from the bran of a cereal. There's a difference between vegetarian diet and a non-vegetarian diet. We require amino acids. So my fundamental take is that all the amino acids, if in alkaline form from a plant-based diet, we can absorb easily in the intestines. So animal-based protein have to be broken down into the amino acids. They take a lot of energy and effort by the system. I've been a vegetarian for the past 28 years and I've been running a hectic lifestyle. There has no difficulty in my day-to-day activities. And so there's something called collagen. The connective tissue in the body is collagen. So now we have cine stars. You look at few cine stars. They have reversed their aging. You look at them because they are taking seaweed collagen and they're spending a lakhs on collagen every month.
Tablets.
It's a powder-like thing. It's a powder, collagen. So collagen is the connective tissue of the body. I mean, you look at a young child, newborn, the skin is how soft and supple and so tender. And you look at somebody's skin at 40 or somebody at 60, it varies. So the aging of the skin. So more collagen. What we need to monitor day-to-day basis, irrespective of socioeconomic data and their literacy levels, is your daily dosage of B1 to B12 and vitamin C. These are water-soluble vitamins. These need to be taken in abundance. Every day you should be watchful. Are you getting this or no? Why people are suffering so many diseases? The people talk about millets, and the fundamental thing between millets and the basic cereals like rice and wheat is that the rice and wheat are grown with a lot of pesticides and fertilizers. They are toxic. They are drugging our system. Okay. Why you feel drowsy? Because it really drugs your system. The urea and the pesticides. And the beauty, and we are totally polishing them, refining them, and using it as maida and other things. Okay. And whereas the millets are that they have 12%, up to 8 to 12% fiber. Rice has only 0.2% fiber. Yeah. Why is this fiber important? They act like prebiotic food for the bacteria in your intestines. So you get your B1, B2, B6 from the bran. Like in the village side, you go to the countryside, you see that the cattle are fed with a lot of bran, which is stripped from the dehusking the rice and polishing the rice. So they give more yield. So that's the importance of these millets.
Yes.
There is free radical damage, which is the biggest cause for health disruption, is the cooking fat. What cooking fat which is supplied by the industries, the refined oil, we do not know the process which is involved. I mean, because I would not like to make any statement because I have not seen. But many people claim that there's a lot of hexane used, high temperature used, it's deodorized and decolorized and flavors are added and something like that.
We generally observe, when I'm a practitioner of yoga, when I consume more oil or eat food outside, my flexibility goes off. I'll have to struggle back to bend the same muscles which I used to easily do without eating oil food. I can clearly see the difference. When I stop consuming oil, my body is more flexible and more energetic.
Yeah, oil is the biggest killer in the whole country. Every cell is lined by this lipids, phospholipids. They are very important. You give bad quality lipids, there's improper tissue repair and there's inflammation. And yes, what are the oils you recommend or I recommend? When I say I recommend, I'll have to come up with a big study, and you have all this FDA studied, this studied, and much of the FDA studies, what happened to their FDA approved so-called vaccines. Yes. I would not say yes or no, and everything is there in the market. Okay, everything is an open truth.
Exposed.
Everything is exposed. So oils I would take, the only fats I would recommend or I would take is, I'm more than recommend, I would say that I would use is either ghee or any ghee, or whether it's, extracted Bellona ghee or any ghee is fine. Okay. If you get a Bellona ghee, that's better off. Any ghee is fine. Why? Because, ghee is the only fat which remains solid, semi-solid at all temperatures. Yes. And coconut oil, number 2. Yes, because coconut oil solidifies in cold temperatures and is in a liquid state. You take your commercial oils, including your olive oil, unless and until the olive oil is not suitable for Indian cooking.
Yeah, they never solidify.
They never solidify. Even you put it in the freezer, they never solidify. Why? It's that, their smoking point, their melting point is very low. They smoke very fast. Yes, if it smokes, what happens? A lot of free radicals are generated. Okay, you go outside, some bhaji center or something like that, they are doing some fries and other things. They use all this cheapsteak oil. It's, not to blame with them. They are running a business. They look like, what's convenient to them. But they don't have that intelligence to discriminate and, use coconut oil. You see that the oil, it turns black so much. And you take something fried in that, and you bring some food stuff from the street vendor there, and simultaneously you use some coconut oil or ghee and you fry the similar stuff, and you take a bite from both, and you make a statement.
Yeah.
So anybody who is running, I would say that, some youths who are entrepreneurs, you start a new narrative like, cooked in coconut oil. You extract a coconut oil light in front and you say the same coconut oil is used in cooking. Like you do better, your food tastes better.
Yes.
So I use only coconut oil or ghee. In the FDA says don't use coconut oil, it's highly saturated.
Yeah.
And they have driven this negative narrative, it's up to them. But when it comes to my personal front, this is how I take my narration forward. So next is the liver. Everybody has a fatty liver, irrespective of socio-economic status. The incidence of fatty liver has increased a lot because taking up too much of refined food. We are not talking about fatty liver. You look at anybody is obese, irrespectively, you can say with your eyes closed that he's got an endocrinal problem, or disturbance, or imbalance, or a fatty liver. So we need to reverse fatty liver, detox your kidneys. In a natural way, how I would detox my kidneys is take a cucumber juice with mint and coriander shot is what is prescribed by the naturopaths. This is what I practice. And there are few other extra herbs which can be taken, but one can consult a naturopath on that. If you want to reverse fatty liver, there are a number of ways where you can consult a specialist and do a fatty liver reversal. The simplest is fasting again, and reduce the carbohydrates and reduce the cheap steak fats as a reparative method. So what I would say is that you've been eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. You give at least a 2 weeks window period, 2 to 3 weeks, eating only raw diet. Okay, I'm not saying starve. Eat as much as you want. Eat only vegetables. We have this Ekadashi Upvas. My Guruji recommends 3-day fast once a month. My Guruji Paramahamsa Yogananda ji has been advocating this 3-day fast once a month during his lifetime from 1922, 52, when he was in the US as a teacher. He was one of the earliest, longest living master in the West.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so this fasting has been there, probably they didn't give all the scientific terms as what I've explained today, but they were all effective. So this is the simplest way. Those who are not having any diabetes, blood pressure or thyroid, for those who have, please consult a specialist who can give you a professional advice. Number 4 is cleaning the blood vessels, the concept and the method I practice. So as you age, there's atherosclerotic deposits in the blood vessels. My perception, the American Heart Association perception differs. My perception scientifically is that it is due to eating of all these acidic foods. Some doctors have a perception that acidity is there only in the stomach. It's the only organ in the stomach where you have acidity. The rest all it is like it's alkaline. So that acidity doesn't get into your blood vessels. But my perception is that when you eat too much of this acidic food, your body also absorbs all these things. Say somebody takes an alcohol, his eyes are red and smelling everything. So everything is getting into the blood, bloodstream, coming to your lungs, your heart, and every tissue of the blood. The same way, when there is too much of acidic food, your body pH also becomes acidic.
Yeah.
The body has a different mechanism to neutralize the acidity, but meanwhile there's the inflammation. The acidity is flowing through your blood.
Yes.
This is what is my perception. I do not want to sit and debate with anybody. This is what I understand, I practice.
Yeah.
Cleaning the blood vessels. Just mere presence of cholesterol in the blood vessels doesn't give you a block. It's the inflammation in the blood vessels that leads to deposition of the cholesterol, atherosclerosis and calcification. So just like how you clean the toilet scales, there you have scales, you give an acid. Here you have calcification, neutralized with a juice. What I take is a beetroot juice with ginger with either a pomegranate or orange or pineapple. After this we come to the endocrines. We have something called the hypothalamo pituitary ovary adrenal axis, HPO axis. So we know that thyroid is there, the other endocrines are there, your insulin, other things. And they're all regulated by the pituitary, your cortisol, cortisone, everything. It's called the master of endocrine orchestra. And beyond the pituitary is the hypothalamus. You can Google on the internet, can you reset the hypothalamus? To my knowledge, there is nothing described like that in any of the pati.
Okay.
Be it naturopathy, Ayurveda, allopathy, homeopathy, whatever it is. To my knowledge, I have not gone into the depth in a broad perspective. So this hypothalamus is what regulates your pituitary, your essential operations like the hypertension, hunger, satiety, temperature, everything. So beyond the hypothalamus is the thalamus, and beyond the thalamus is the cortex. What controls the cortex is your thoughts. What controls your thoughts is your breath.
Wow.
Yes.
Again, coming back to pranayama.
Exactly. Our normal breathing pattern is 14 to 16 times per minute as a normal individual.
Yes.
In situations of fear, anger and lust, it goes more. Okay. And athletes have a good vagal tone. Because of that and because of the muscle training, their resting breath state is less and they have reportedly longer lifespan. And what do yogis? They have controlled the mind. It's not just the mind and beyond, it's the soul.
Yeah.
So in pranayama, the advanced pranayama, they take it down to less than 2 times per minute. I don't recommend that. That's an advanced state of practice. You just have to know how to do simple pranayama, which a teacher can recommend you. You space your breaths to less than 6 times per minute. That's adequate. And you're not don't hold the breath in any count. Just space your breath and you see what happens to you. Do for 5 to 10 minutes a day, morning and evening, or at least in the morning. You see, I had a friend of mine who had persistent hypertension. I simply say that do this pranayama. After 2 months, he says that I'm doing better off.
Wow.
His recordings have dropped. So this is the fundamental body reversal, body-mind servicing. I'm not saying anybody has a disease. Please speak to a specialist. I'm saying those who do not have any diseases, to prevent the diseases is a simple lifestyle modification. And you please don't refrain from any periodic medical checkups. Okay, please get a periodical medical checkup.
That's good, Siddhartha. Actually, there's a lot of knowledge coming out, and mostly I see you're suggesting the simple remedies with vegetables and diet changes. They can avoid chronic ailments. But when you see the mainstream medicine, it's scary. People don't want to get rid of eating bhajis outside. The advertisements are encouraging them to eat nonsense. I would like to ask 2 questions coming back to the discussion. When you're talking about water, people are obsessed about this pH value. They say alkaline is number 11, but the normal regular water suggests 6.5 to 7. What would you suggest with that?
Basically, yes, our body pH is alkaline. Certain mineral waters, it's a very, I've not done any study on this. So what they say that, you take cucumber infused water, lemon infused water. Lemon in principle, we had a debate with one of the doctors, you are saying that, all the fruits are acid, malic acid, some fractic acid, something other thing, any other acids, they are mildly acidic. But we look at the lemon, it's a citric acid.
Yeah.
But when somebody has kidney stones, what the nephrologists recommend is that, they have something called citralga. So you have mild lemon juice. Lemon infused juice alkalizes the body, pH. Okay. The ions, I don't go into the nitty-gritty of the finer chemical equations and other things. So we have all the vegetables in general are alkaline. They make the body pH alkaline. I would say that, eat a raw food, raw vegetables, which you can eat raw. You see how you feel. A salad, do you feel good or bad? You eat fruit, you really don't have to digest because they have all the enzymes.
Let us name a few salads made with carrot, beetroot, cucumber, ashgard.
Ashgard, yeah. The highly alkaline vegetables are, good alkaline vegetables are the cucumber, ashgard, and the bottle gourd.
Yeah.
Don't eat them raw, but cucumbers can be eaten raw. Cucumber juice can be taken with mint and coriander. And yes, alkalinity, I would say that, you take a pH, you do a study on yourself. There's no harm in taking a bottle gourd juice or, ashgard juice, whatever it is. You take this and you see how your well-being improves. So these are all experiments for all those who are not having any diseases, to keep yourself fit. For those who have diseases, you do all these things under supervision.
Yes. And again, there is this obsession coming from the West. People carry water bottles and sip every minute. How many liters per day, Siddhartha?
Drink as much water as you feel thirsty.
Cool.
1. And make sure your output is clear. Simple.
That is more important.
Important. And the fundamental thing. You can take a half liter more. And one thing I strictly warn the public is that people have a habit of drinking a liter or 2 in the morning. So kindly refrain from that. Your body cannot accommodate so much of water at a time. You drink half liter, as much as you think that your stomach can accommodate comfortably.
Yes.
The eye develops pressure inside the eye. Okay. Who have that propensity or disposition to develop the pressure when they drink loads of water. Mm-hmm. Okay, the eye pressure rises and they go into glaucoma. This is a subject for us.
God. This is very important.
Without knowing anything, one fine day their sight is gone. So,
just by drinking water.
Don't drink too much of water in bouts. Drink slowly. You really are thirsty, drink so much. Then again, give some more time, then drink. So
there is a theory which naturopathists suggest that you put a lot of water, which puts pressure again on your intestine, so that you go for a...
See, if you are constipated, okay, it's just not water. You need to have fiber also in the diet. So give adequate water. Doesn't mean that you drink liters and liters. I mean, you go into hemodilution and the salts also get diluted. Like, somebody is in a hot summer, you're perspiring. You replace water. You're drinking plain water. That's little dangerous. Salts, little excess in your body get washed away by your kidneys. Okay? But if you are low in sodium and low in potassium, you can collapse. It can be arrhythmias. Somebody can even die.
My God, this is very important. Just by drinking water, people who are forcing water upon yourself, be very careful.
So, I would say that, that's an extreme condition, but please, it's little not hazardous to take little bit of salt. Little in excess is not harm, okay? But especially in summers, we need salts. We perspire, we lose salts more in our sweat. So, we need to take some salty drinks. Otherwise, even lemon is also good. We just take lemon juice with a pinch of salt. That gives you energy. Simple. Glucose is one thing, but even salts rejuvenate you. When you drink a lemon soda with a little bit of salt and jeera in summer from a street side hawker or at home, you feel so much rejuvenated.
Siddhartha, there is one more complaint from the vegetarians, the B vitamin deficiency. And people find excuse to eat non-veg to cover it up.
Yes, your B1, B2, B6, all let us talk about the animal kingdom. Elephant, giraffe, rhino, hippo, cow, ox, buffalo, horse. You take milk, you get B1, your B12. Okay, the animals are not the only source of B12. You don't need to eat anything. There are a number of vegetarians for generations together. So your fruits are prebiotic. The bran in the cereal are prebiotic. The bacteria in the gut, they act upon this fiber and they produce all the vitamin required B12. So that's why millets are laid so much of importance. Yes. The fiber in that acts as a food. So we need to adapt our gut to that. People who are fond of non-vegetarian, I don't have nothing to debate with them. It's their personal take and that's it. But I've been a vegetarian for the past 28 years.
Yes.
You have to curate your B1, B2, B6, B12. Otherwise, I would say that you really want that, you get a brand from some of the mills, you put 2 or 3 teaspoons and, keep it for 1 or 2 hours and drink it, you just make an observation.
Yeah. Now, when you say fruits, again, people complain that apples are costly.
Fruits, we talk on 2 terms, technically fruits and commercially fruits, okay?
Yes.
Commercially, all the commercial fruits which have sweetness are commercial fruits. Otherwise, all your vegetables are fruits without the sugar. Okay.
Wow, that's a new perspective.
So we take tomato, technically, scientifically, it's a fruit. Lady's finger. All these are technically fruits without that sweetness. So all these vegetables which can be sauteed and taken as a salad or stir fried.
Yeah.
There is no harm in taking any spices. You can stir fry your vegetables in the ghee or coconut oil and add whatever spices you want. Spices are not at all bad.
Okay.
They are also very highly antioxidants.
So oil is more dangerous than spice.
Oils, yes. What oil it is. Yes. Adding a light toss of oil. Somebody who wants to go on a transformative diet. Yeah. Please don't punish yourself eating only salads. Yeah. What I would say is that you stir fry them. Make it palatable. Use all spices. Okay? There is no harm. At least as it is, you are starving them of all their luxury food. And you're making this food bland, the likelihood of he making a changeover or making a transformation goes, you're thrusting something on him for a day or two, then he's going off the track. So at least you make that salads and everything palatable by adding tossed and stir fried a little bit and spices. No harm.
Siddhartha, you being a doctor and you practice Paramahamsa Yogananda yogic practices, how do you relate health to spirituality?
Just now, as we discussed, whole body doesn't, every organ functions independently.
Yeah.
My patient is that, he's come for a solution. I want to give him a solution. Okay. It might not be by the book. In the book, I always would like to talk beyond that. The mind is controlled by the body. So the mind, a healthy body and a healthy mind. And healthy mind and a healthy body. So body has to be fit enough. It has to be disease-free to have even your proper meditation. At the same time, your mind should be healthy to your body to be fit. So both are interrelated. As I said, you're resetting your hypothalamus. So your craving for food, your craving for other desires comes down.
Yeah.
This is a simple, fundamental thing.
Siddharth, there is again a lot of talk on spirituality by so many gurus across the country, and there is a lot of confusion in public. Could you please summarize the essence of Paramahamsa Yogananda ji through your practices?
Yes, the first book on spirituality I have picked up is Autobiography of Yogi, and you know that it is one of the most longest bestseller for the past 75 years, and it's sold in 50 languages of the world.
Yeah, that's a legend.
Yeah, and yes, people say, everybody says, read Bhagavad Gita, read Bhagavad Gita. Before reading Bhagavad Gita, many people have Bhagavad Gita in their homes.
Yeah.
Autobiography tells why you should read the Bhagavad Gita.
Wow.
Why you should read the Bhagavad Gita.
Nobody knows this.
Yes. Point number 1. Okay, I say that, I give you a Bhagavad Gita, you read it, and you don't apply that in your life. You have a software, some hardware and a software. You keep the software on the hardware, you don't boot it. Will that work?
No.
In my words, in simple words, I would say that Bhagavad Gita is the software. Okay, your mind and body are the hardware.
Yeah.
Okay, unless until you do not practice the Bhagavad Gita. Yes, now you ask me what is practicing the Bhagavad Gita. Guruji's main caption in his autobiography, the only sloka what he put it before the preface, and the sloka is in the 6th chapter, and sloka 46. Tapasvibhyodiko matodiko karmibhyaschadiko tasmat yogi bhavarjuna. Be thou a yogi is more even than the followers of the path of action, jnana and karma. Yogi means according to the path of Ashtanga Yoga. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. Asana is a fixed posture for you conducive for meditation. And pranayama is important. Our pranayama is Kriya Yoga. And there is one small video on the YouTube, voice talk by Guruji. He tells all his disciples, I don't want you to do miracles. I don't want you to sit and preach. Don't take my words for granted. Please practice what I said. Perfect yourself.
Yes.
Every wave in the ocean has to go back to the ocean. Yes. So, I have never heard or I have missed hearing from any masters. I do not know. I have not come across any master saying this. Everybody should attain Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Is the fundamental thing what Guruji says.
Yeah.
I am not going to give you a picture that, God is that, God is that. You do so many vratas, yagas, vows and other things. Do so many ceremonies. Sit at home. You don't have to visit so many places. I need not be in your live presence. Just being hearing in my company is not going to help you unless and until you practice the discipline.
Yeah.
So, my target is every disciple of mine should attain Nirvikalpa Samadhi or getting back to the Godhead. Same thing. If you're also into the spiritual side, there is nothing greater than Nirvikalpa Samadhi.
Of course, yes.
Yes. He has spoken so many things. You know about Babaji, Lahiri Mahashaya, and Swami Shukteshwar Giriji, Swami Paramananda. So all of them have attained Nirvikalpa Samadhi, and Guruji presented it to the Western world. After he attained Mahasamadhi in 1952, his body was kept in a cask for over 2 weeks.
Yes.
And it was preserved, and it was recorded by mortuary director in Los Angeles saying that, there was no proof of any corruption of any mold growing on the body which has been left in the cask. Yes. Which usually every body decays in a day or two. Yeah. So he proved to the world that, what the science of yoga can do to your body. Your body remains incorruptible.
Absolutely, yes.
In the year 1952, Swami Paramahamsa Yogananda has left his body voluntarily. For 20 days, his body has been kept open for the public to visit. The surprising fact is, during these 20 days, his body has not been decomposed. Normally, after 24 hours, a human body will start decomposing. How is it practically possible? Because of the pranayama practices that he has performed during his lifetime, he has filled his spine and physical body with the universal cosmic energy by doing the Kriya Yoga pranayama special techniques. This is the main secret behind it.
There is a book called Guru Gita, which Lord Shiva imparts to Parvati. So, 2 slokas in that. This is a commentary by Lahiri Mahashaya. And one, it says that, who is a guru? I mean, guru is when, his feet are there in front of you and his body is there in heavens. So you always worship a guru. Without a guru, yes, you reaching God is not easy.
Yeah.
It's difficult. So he says, your effort is 25%, Guru's effort is 25%, and God's effort is 50%. Yeah. So, and these two slokas, what they say is that, Itihasas, Vedas, and Puranas are too many, which keep telling you the God is this and that, but will never give you a direct perception. Another sloka says that Yajnas, Yagas, Vratas, and vows are so many, but will not give you a direct perception of God. And we have missed out one book. Whole world is very familiar with the Chicago talk of Swami Vivekananda at the International Congress of Religious Liberals in Chicago. It is to the same congregation, that Congress to which Paramahamsa Yogananda was invited in 1920. He went and he delivered his lecture. That lecture is compiled into a book called The Science of Religion. It says, there are four principal ways of God realization. Number one is the intellectual way. The subject in the world is so vast that you cannot read and assimilate in one's lifetime. Number two is the bhakti way. Okay, you do bhakti, you do rituals, devotion, so many. Your time spent on the concentration in God is less.
Yeah.
And number three is the meditational way. We are sitting at rest. Our muscles are all at rest, but your heart and lungs are at work. Number four is the Kriya Yoga. It's a scientific method. Religion is scientific. There is not dogmatic belief. All these words are nothing of mine. It's all from the book of The Science of Religion. So even before reading Autobiography, everybody should read this Science of Religion. It's a wonderful book which gives you this simple picture in detail.
Science of Religion by Paramahamsa Yogananda.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The Guru will never, there is no point meeting Guru every day in and day out unless and until you have followed his instructions. Once a learned master, a judge comes to Swami Sri Yukteswar Giriji. He talks about so much of his intellectual knowledge and everything. So Swami Sri Yukteswar Giriji doesn't yield to him and he simply puts him off with one simple statement. People don't pass out in semesters like your college degrees. Spiritual masters come out after a long time of practice.
Yes.
There's one commentary of Larry Masya on Bhagavad Gita. The whole book says, what is the goal of life? Tranquility. How do you attain is sadhana. The best sadhana is with your pranayama. What's the most important thing in life? Swasa.
Yes.
You stop it for a minute or two. Are you there? We are dealing with the swasa.
Yes.
You're talking about religion. Religion has so many flavors. Everything is God realization. You talk about Islam, you talk about Christianity. Every masters have attained perfection. It's just that, the followers are too much confused. Every religion have followers who are confused, do not know the right perspective of each master's teaching. Simple. There's no point debating with anybody. Guruji only says that you either understand or don't understand. You either discuss. There's only 2 points of view. It's only points of view. God and religion it's like, one elephant and, 6 blind people are trying to give a description.
Wow. That's true, yeah. Kriya Yoga is the ultimate way for God realization, but unfortunately people are not interested in it. And that's why I'm so blessed to come to Sadhguru who emphasizes on Kriya Yoga, Kriya Yoga, Kriya Yoga. And Osho, of course, and Paramahamsa Yogananda.
If the manufacturer is inside, if you allow him to function, fixing small flaws in the body, you think it'll be a problem? The physical body, the mental body, the pranic body and the etheric body, we are aligning it in such a way so that the innermost core within you, the bliss body, finds expression. If the source of creation within you, the creator, finds expression, fixing your heart, liver or kidney, you think it's a big problem?
As I said, the whole Bhagavad Gita, be thou a yogi Arjuna. Be thou a yogi. Goal of yoga is realization, nirvikalpa samadhi. I do not want anything less than that. Lahiri appeared in two bodies. Swami Sri Yukteswarji appeared in two bodies. For all that intellectual people who are, the left liberal minds, they said that, there's something physics. Our medicine is all physics. The mind, there's no yardstick to measure the status of mind. There's something called metaphysics. What the human being, what Guruji says, transcend and transgress from the body plane to the mental plane and the spiritual plane. Dhyana vastita tadgatena manasa pashyantiyam yogina. Get beyond the state of mind. Kriya paravasta. It's like, you have to run your life. You really don't have to, earn throughout. You earn during the day, sleep at night, your money is there in the balance. The same way, you do your sadhana in the morning, you carry that after effect state of mind throughout the day. It's how you can do your day-to-day activity, how you deal with your parents, how to deal with your subordinates, how to deal with your family, your friends.
Yes.
Bottom line of Bhagavad Gita, Sthita Pragnata. People understand that if you are that balanced state of mind.
Yes. The modern days understanding of mind is two quotes from the Google and two from their teachers and from their parents and mess up. But we have legends who gave the ultimate tools for well-being. They are being totally ignored. And the narrative from the West always projects them as godmen, babas.
So in religion or in spirituality, not to demean anybody, but I will simply sum up. One set of people who don't follow anything, but they have some level of peace in them. Okay, I'm happy. You are happy, fine. You are happy with your state of mind, fine. Somebody who's in religion who's talking about Bhagavad Gita, how much have they understood?
Yes.
Lord Krishna says, out of 1,000 people, one person comes to me. Out of the 1,000 people who come to me, only one knows me.
Yeah.
And many masters say, perseverance is the whole magic of spiritual success. So your sadhana, people get into diksha, they give up. How long you sustain it? It may not be in this lifetime, but even before success, are you able to handle yourself in the world?
Yeah. Achieving a survival itself has become a big thing for people. Forget about sadhana.
I would say that, it's a program for life. What I keep telling my children is that, there are so many mantras or, pujas and rituals. But Kriya Yoga is the real fire right extolled in the Gita.
Yes.
In the Bhagavad Gita is what Guruji says. You are burning your prana karma in your spine and in your brain.
I'm amazed that this is being ignored by people and they simply recite the slokas and then mug up and...
Guruji says, what is the efficacy of Kriya Yoga? When you do 24 hours of mantra sadhana is equal to 1 hour of Hamsa sadhana. Okay. When you do 24 hours of Hamsa sadhana is equal to 1 hour of Kriya.
Wow. Kriya is the ultimate, yes. It's directly dealing with the energies.
Yes. It is the efficacy what Guruji said. And now I do not want to debate with anybody. If somebody wants to debate, I say I will not debate. I am just quoting my Guru's words.
That's awesome.
And why everybody cannot take up Kriya, whatever it is. First, you should know why you should do it. Okay? How effective is it? And it's a highly evolved discipline. Yes. Not can be done by anybody. Yes. But your mind, your external activity, it starts with the yama niyama. And you wait to complete your yama niyama to perfection, this lifetime will not be sufficient. It's just like you want to get into the ocean when the waves recede, which never happens. So you have to take a plunge with the basic yama niyama, and slowly as you keep on practicing, you don't leave the bad habits. The bad habits will leave you when you start practicing the discipline. The only thing my Guru is that, in Bhagavad Gita, Sthita Pragnata. If you do not have the Sthita Pragnata and all the 38 qualities of the Purushottama Yoga, you cannot read and imbibe. If you perfect your sadhana, you become a walking compendium of your Purushottama Lakshanas.
Yes.
That is Sthita Pragnata. Rajoguna, Tamoguna, Sattoguna. Beyond this is a transcendental personality. Yes. You achieve this. You don't have to... Before achieving this, there is no point preaching anything.
Yeah. You seem to have a lot of awareness on the body mechanism, Siddhartha. But when a person starts speaking all the spiritual terminologies, yoga, pranayama, etc., people will brand you to be a Baba devotee. And how do you as a doctor suggest people to conduct health? Okay,
you forget all the godly part about pranayama. I would say that you should know how to keep yourself happy without an external stimulus.
Yes,
okay?
That's the formula.
That's the goal. Okay, you have some company, you enjoy, fine. Just because you want to enjoy, every time you don't get into a company. Okay? What Guruji teaches, whenever you make party, you drink, dance, make money, other things, these are all external stimuli. Repeatedly you do it, you cannot give you that much of comfort as much as your meditation gives you. But okay, meditation, keep the God part aside. I would say that every individual should keep their body fit, okay, with the simple principles. I mean, you have been eating, using day in and day out, 3 meals or 4 meals a day. For 2 to 3 weeks, reset your hypothalamus. Go on a cooked food fasting, okay? Eat as much as raw salads or cooked vegetables. I mean, I would say that abstain. I mean, follow some scientific regime which has been prescribed by somebody. As much as raw vegetables or sauteed vegetables, you take more, and a little bit of seeds and nuts for 2 to 3 weeks, and then do a little bit of pranayama and exercise. It's a simple take. Like, people talk about Atkins diet, Mediterranean diet, this diet, that diet, and other things. This is a simple fund I would like to give to the common man.
But the regular diet of a common man is idli for the breakfast, or dosa or puri, and a heavy biryani in the afternoon. Maybe in the night, alcohol for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, I really have to take 2 slogans. One is like, one of Subhash Chandra Bose. Tu mujhe khoon do, main tumhare azadi dunga. Common man, okay. Even at least to the doctors, I would say that, if you understand your subject well, you should give up medicines.
Wow, that's a revolutionary statement.
I would say that, okay, doctors, you can monitor all your parameters. So you understand your subject, go back to your physiology, go back to your anatomy, go back to your embryology. Apply this. I would say that, don't drop all your medicines on day 1. You practice this. As I said, tumhe khoon do, main tumhe azadi dunga. I would say that, तेरे जिंदगी में 2-3 हफ्ते दे दो मुझे, फिर बाद में देखो क्या होगा.
Wow.
Why young adults are passing away? So many because of heart attacks. After making this YouTube video, one of my YouTube interview, I had a call from Bangalore. Sir, I have undergone a bypass. Okay. It's so scary for me when I am going to die. I mean, should I use my statins? Should I use your medicines? I would say that, using medicines or not using, I'm not the right person. A cardiologist should say that. But the only thing I would say is that, clean your blood vessels. You clean your blood vessels from head to toe. I eat only coconut oil and ghee. I use only these to cook my food. Do this, and I would at least say that, your incidence of further attack is reduced. His pain was, sir, the day I was admitted in hospital, I am 45 years. I have undergone a bypass. And 3 people who are aged 30-35 died in the hospital the same day on the bed in my ICU. I mean, his scary component. When am I going to die? Yes. Yeah. Let the cardiologists do the work. Nothing to debate with them. The only thing I would advocate everybody is that clean your blood vessels. If your blood vessels are clean, now if the cardiologist say that can you clean or not clean, let them make a paper and presentation. But before waiting for the paper presentation, I would say that drinking beetroot juice, ginger and pomegranate, does it harm you in any way? No. Let the cardiologists themselves practice it.
Yeah, most scary thing to the people is the taste factor. When you say coconut oil, etc., they are scared about the taste.
See, yes, coconut oil, we use it, okay, regularly. It's only that, you start making a transformation. Introduce it by 20% to your existing cooking oil. Preferably your cold pressed cooking oil like sesame oil or groundnut oil. Then let them make a transformation to slowly increasing it. Only when you get that smell when you are cooking it. Once it's cooked, you do not have that taste.
Yeah, I tried it once. Actually, it tastes really much better than the regular oils. And coming to these juices, I used to consume the raw juice. But then I tried with lemon, pepper and salt, etc. It tastes amazing. Like I used to.
The primary motive is to take beetroot juice or the raw juices and you flavor it with your spices and herbs. Yes. And I'm talking about beetroot juice. Plain beetroot juice is very harsh.
Yeah.
People say that, you have to eat fruits. I mean, yes, fruits have to be eaten. Yes. But vegetable juices, especially beetroot, people talk about carrot. I do not take carrot. Okay. But I say that beetroot is the most potent antioxidant. Why? Because it has got nitrates. Okay. When somebody has a heart attack, they are given sorbitrate. It's got nitrates. Okay. So people say it's a nitric oxide dump. So beetroot as a vegetable, if you eat, okay, the effect will be minimal. Okay. But when you take a juice and extract and take a juice and add a little bit of ginger and mask the taste of beetroot with either orange or pomegranate or pineapple.
Can we add sweet honey?
Yeah, you can add anything.
Again, no sugar.
No sugar. You don't need, actually,
It's already sweet.
when you add pomegranate or pineapple or anything, it already becomes, the taste is masked.
Yes.
You do not have so much of raw taste when you mask it with one of these juices. So if you clean the blood vessels, and now one question is that when there is no scales in your, or no atherosclerosis in your blood vessels, in your heart or brain, somebody has something called Bell's palsy. Face is gone one way, that way. And neurological disease, cerebrovascular stroke, we say brain stroke.
Yeah.
People just do not die of heart attack. Okay, there's something called carotid artery here. It's a very big vessel where it supplies blood to the brain. Okay, when somebody gets a carotid artery Doppler, then the big cholesterol deposits, atherosclerosis over there, and at times calcification. This can go and just block your brainstem or your medulla oblongata, and you're
dead. And this can be solved with a simple beetroot juice.
I'm not preventing death. I'm only cleaning the blood vessels. I would limit my talk to cleaning the blood vessels.
Awesome.
Okay.
No, that's good. Actually, life-threatening heart disease and the brain stroke can be avoided if they follow as much as a vegetable juice in the morning.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my primary concern is that, okay, somebody who's passing away in 70s or 80s, he has fulfilled all his responsibilities. Yes. Okay, somebody is in his 40s and 50s and 30s, they have kids, somebody is not married, somebody has 1-2 kids, somebody is in their college going age, the father is passing away. Kids before marriage, they are passing away before 30s, and after marriage, without passing kids, leaving so many widows. Why? Heart attacks. Why is it happening now? It's my understanding, my take. I don't say that this is the gold standard. It's only that, we are not able to clean the blood vessels. Yes, when you have an attack, please do see a doctor, get a periodical checkup. I do not refrain anybody from going a periodical checkup. My point is that you make sure that, you don't ever need such a eventuality.
Yes. Yeah, but the lifestyle, the society has done a hard work in corrupting the lifestyles of people, the advertisements, etc. These simple techniques are unknown to people. Of course, that's a good business for doctors.
Business is business. Ultimately, okay, that's all apart. My point is that, please keep your body fit. When you have an eventuality, please go for periodical checkups. Okay, when you have a proper lifestyle, the probability of something being wrong is less.
Yeah. Siddhartha, would you like to talk about the services you offer at Babaji Nethralaya? Actually, what inspired you the name Babaji Nethralaya?
Yeah, it's my eternal guru, my Parama guru, Mahavtar Babaji, Rajnikant brought out a movie.
One day I thought of reading this book. I started reading, I couldn't keep the book down. After reading the book, I was in a different world. So completely my mind was full about thinking about Paramahamsa Yogananda, Mahavtar Babaji, Yukteswar, Lahari Mahajai, and the content of the book. And I want to get initiated by Kriya Yoga. Then I contacted OSS. I went to Ranchi also. And by God's grace, Guru's grace, I got initiated by Kriya Yoga. From that day onwards, completely my life is changed.
In the book Autobiography of Yogi, it's extolled there that, he has been the guru to Adi Shankaracharya, Kabir, Guru Nanak, and many other big saints. Is the only master who's been living for more than 2000 years.
Yes.
He's called the Guru of Gurus.
Yes.
And the beauty of the wisest teachings are so that's the reason I just wanted to know Babaji. I leave a book of autobiography in my hospital. Everybody is free to pick. They might get to read sometime. This is the only spiritual book you find in almost every railway platform or any of the bookstores. And not everybody gets to pick it. It's not easy. You have to have that blessing.
Siddhartha, how successful are you at your career? Because you have the spiritual flavor, and obviously we see a lot of attacks from the modern day medicine.
Yes, in my my specialty is basically cataract and refractive in the lens-based procedures, the phakic IOL. So I'm adept at it. So usually doctors are popular by the number of patients they are visited.
Yes.
But I'm not popular in the patient front because I've never been sitting in one place. I have 4 centers across the AP and Telangana, including Hyderabad. And I am been a visiting doctor as a guest surgeon, as a teacher, as a grooming doctor for their wards for more than 45 centers in the state.
Wow.
So doctors are inviting another doctor. That's a different thing. So for any cataract, I would say that I'm on par with any of the big surgeons in the world.
Thank you so much, Siddharthji. There's a lot of learning, lot of knowledge that you poured out, and I hope the audience will take this forward and implement a lot of suggestions that we made in this video. Thank you so much, Siddharthji.